Okay, we have our ladder set up. This is that kitchen window that Dan previously modified the height, so you can see some extra siding down here below where we filled in. But this is a wood common. We're going to remove this outside parting stop inch by inch with what I call a bent screwdriver, or you could use a chisel, a decent sized hammer, not a small one, but not overly oversized, not a framing hammer. But we're going to chisel this off inch by inch. Down below you can see I have cardboard set up, and we set it up into a V shape, and hopefully that funnels in all the wood chips and all the paint fragments, and that keeps this job very, very clean and safe. So here we go. Now when I chisel this, I always chisel at an angle. If I chisel straight in, it's going to jar this whole window. It's going to mess up the old wood trim on the inside. We have to chisel this at an angle. Sometimes I hit it with the side of my hammer if I'm not feeling so good on my aim. Sometimes I'm using the head of the hammer. A lot of times this will come off in splinters. It's a pain in the tush, but it just depends on the grain of the wood. Fortunately, my daughter doesn't live at home anymore, and my son's 16, so they're a little bit older, and I'm not rolling around on the ground with them like I used to when they were babies. But if you come home and your clothes have a bunch of lead dust on them, you don't want to go straight and hug the kids. You want to put your clothes in the laundry and keep your family as safe as possible. Kids 6 and under are still developing their nervous system, and they're worried about the contamination from the lead paint. So they want you to be as careful as you can. So sometimes, if you need to cut it, you get your actual sharp chisel. And again, try not to pound straight into the house too much. So I'm just hitting the edge of that wood just a little bit. I'm hoping to snap it. There it goes. Because that goes way up in there. So I was just getting the edge of it just to hope, with the hopes to snap it off there, and it worked. I'm gonna do the same over here. So I'm not putting too much stress on the woodwork on the inside of the house. And I'm just chiseling away a touch each time, and then I start back at the bottom and work my way up to that area where I just chiseled. There we go. So the outside parting stop is completely off. I can take this sash out right now, but I don't want to until I get the next parting stop off as much as I can. I'm just trying to keep as much dust out of the house as possible. Again, in this house, it's not that big of an issue because we've gutted and we're renovating the entire home. But I just like to follow that standard practice of doing as much as I can before I remove the sashes. Once you remove a sash, now dust might flow into the house. And we always want dust going out of the house, not into the house. So I'll remove as much as I can of the inside or the middle parting stop. And I'll remove as much as I can before I remove any sashes. The inside parting stop quite often comes out a little easier because it's not so deeply integrated into the frame. Okay, so that's about as much as I can take out. So now I'm gonna just remove this sash, get it out of my way. And then I can take off the rest of that middle parting stop. All right, I need to go inside. This is that old style window. You can actually see a pin. You can see a pin right there and right there. Somebody on the inside has to pull those pins in, and that will allow me to pull this sash out. Those two pins are holding that sash in. So I'll be right back. I think I've got the pins in a position where I can get this out. Of course, it went right into that groove. Get my flat bar, see if I can get in there. Now this outside sash comes out. I'll rest that right down there that'll help catch any future debris that I make a mess with here. One thing about Oak Harbor, we got plenty of trains. So again, this mostly comes out whole. It's only about 1/4 inch deep into that groove, into the frame, so it's not as bad as the outside parting stop. So as I pull that out, I twist it a little bit, and that misses then this horizontal rail. My way around. It'd be nice if the outside stop came out as easy as the middle stop. Okay, so I've got all the parting stops off. This should come right out, unless those pins mess with me. Nope, that came right out. So now we have a nice clean frame that's ready to receive our new window. And to keep this dust from spreading, we bring over our vacuum, which has a HEPA filter, and we'll vacuum all this up and minimize the dust spread throughout the outside or the inside. And now it's ready for a new window to go in from the outside, but before we do that, we'll caulk this gap right here. We'll caulk right along there on all 4 sides, and then we set the brand new window in. Then we foam it, and then we cap it with our new window. And that's it. That's how we get her started.